Hello YouTube, welcome to another video on Atlanta to Dallas Aviation. Today is yet another unboxing, and I've got three airplanes for you today, consisting of, I think they're the July releases from GeminiJets. Maybe y'all can correct me if I was wrong about that. It could be June, because I don't think the August ones are just now starting to trickle in. So this has to be July set. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Trying to do some natural light here, so hopefully I won't throw too many shadows, because most of the natural light is behind me in the camera. So I tried to do this kind of at an angle, so my shadow won't get in the way. Alright, so here we go. So first of all, we're going to start with my my largest model that I got. Oh yeah, okay. And I can see it's going to be glary. Great. Okay, well, maybe that's pretty good. Alright, so first of all, we have the One World version of British Airways Boeing 777-200ER. And here's the beautiful box. I'm not going to do much about the box, but I will open the flap so you can, hopefully you can read all that, and you can read that if you want to. But anyway, we're going to get right to the model itself. So here it is. A very nice model here. Basically the JC Wings 777 mold, which is arguably one of the nicer, or if not the nicest one. Get our 360 started here. So this particular model is registration Golf Yankee Mike Romeo. And like I said, it's in the One World special livery, I guess, if you want to call it special livery. And it was delivered in March of 2009, making it approximately 14 and a half years old, and it is currently active in the BA fleet. And it is powered by two Rolls-Royce Trent 800s. Now what you can't see in models like this is the seating configuration on the inside. So I kind of looked this up between planespotter.com, I believe, and the British Airways site. Come to find that this one, the seating arrangement is 48, 40, and 184. So basically, if you are familiar with their products, it's equipped with 48 Club World seats, and I guess they are, I don't know if they were flatbed. I didn't look to see if they lie flat. So I'm not sure about that, and I'm also not sure, I don't think they're suites, but they are individual seats. And so there's 48 of those, and then there's 40 World Traveler Plus, which is basically their economy seat, but with extra leg room, as far as I can tell. And then it's equipped with 184 World Traveler seats in coach. So let's get our close up here. Not really going to point out much here because it's pretty obvious what things are. Let's see. Oh, okay, good. It focused. All right, so not a ton of stuff I really want to point out other than that it's One World, and here's the much larger One World logo that they print on the member of One World painted aircraft. Now, I will say, although I'm not necessarily a fan of One World participants, I like this Global Alliance livery because it still allows the plane to look like the airline that is operating the flight, or at least the airplane. So you have British Airways here. Now, like on Sky Team in Star Alliance, the plane is basically silver with one of those titles across the fuselage, and then all that gives you any clue as to who's operating the aircraft is a little bitty titles and symbols down here like it is on this one. But the tail has the Star Alliance logo on it. The Sky Team has some sort of, I can't remember what the symbol is, but it has some sort of symbol on the tail, and then it has larger Sky Team, I'm going to just call them squiggles. They have Sky Team squiggles in the back half of the fuselage, but it's basically on a silver. And I guess those two alliances are really advertising the alliance itself more than, hey, keep One World in mind, but basically this is British Airways. So it's still more advertising the airline that is operating the aircraft than it is the One World Alliance, but I like it better that way. So I definitely like their livery better than Star Alliance and Sky Team. All right, and there's the port side of one of the Trent 800s. Your triple bogey main gear. Moving on back. And there we finally end with the horizontal and vertical stabilizers. And then just one of the things that makes this a great mold, or in my opinion anyway, is the APU, which is molded into the fuselage rather than just being painted on there. And then now these are a little bit oversized, but on these and on the Aviation 400 you have these little light, I think they're lights in there, and they stick out a little bit on the real thing, but this is a little bit oversized. But you have that on the JC Wing mold, and you have that on the Aviation 400 mold. So anyway, So that does it for our One World British Airways 777-2. My next aircraft is going to be, let's get that a little bit closer and see if I can get the glare off of there. All right, our Delta Boeing 767-300ER. And here is the inside flap. There we go. Hopefully you can see that if you want to see it. All right. Let's bring in the model. Now this is my first one of these. I did not, during the pandemic, I thought for sure that they were going to retire these and or the 757s, so I held off buying those in this particular livery. So this was the first opportunity I had to buy one when I realized that Delta was probably going to be holding on to these for a while. So I decided I better get one since they'll be operating them for a while. Get our 360 set up here. I learned a little bit about this one in my research too. I used to think that all the engines that Delta had on their 767s were General Electric engines, but that was incorrect. Now I know for a fact that the power plants on the Spirit of Delta, which was the 767-200 that the employees bought back in '82, though that one definitely came with General Electric engines because it had the General Electric emblem on the engine. So I was not aware that Delta had 767s that had anything but General Electric engines on them. But this one, so this registration is November 1201 Papa. He was delivered April or so of 1998, making it approximately 25 and a half years old. It is currently an active aircraft, and like I said, it's powered by two Pratt & Whitney 4060 engines. I'll be so glad when I finally find me a decent turntable to do this with. All right, so there you go. Let's get our close-up here. Whoa, that's too close, sorry. All right, your L1 door, cockpit windows, Delta titles. I really wish that that widget was larger and then the Delta titles were more billboard than it is. I think it would look so much better. But they did not choose to do it that way. And then there's the port side, Pratt & Whitney 4060 engine. The double wheel bogie for the main gears. Now the seating on this particular aircraft is, and again you have to be sort of familiar with the products. I'm still kind of learning those products. So I guess this winglet here is too close, so it's not in focus, but this one is plenty in focus. So, but you got these really tall winglets here, and then you can see the flag, and hopefully can read the registration. I can't tell on my screen if you can read that or not. Doesn't look like it's focused, but it's wanting to focus on that. It's wanting to focus on the winglet in the background instead of, oh, now it's not. There we go. Oh, you definitely should be able to read it now. All right. So I was talking about the seating arrangement in this aircraft. So this one has 26 Delta 1 seating. And then we have 18 Delta Premium Select seats. So you can think of Delta 1 as their first international first class, I guess. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think of it as international first class is Delta 1. The Delta Premium Select, which has 18 seats, is basically your similar to domestic first class, or sometimes the more generic business class. And then in the back we have 21 Delta Comfort, which is their regular coach seat but with extra leg room. And then that leaves 151 main seats in coach. So that does it for my first Delta 767-300 in this particular livery. Onward and upward we go. And then finally for today, I have this one. This is my second Boeing 717-200 for Delta. I think the other one that I have does not have any aerial. So this one actually has an aerial. And then here is the inside. Oops. All right. Hopefully you can read all that. All right. So moving on to our 360 here. So interesting enough, I just noticed while I'm making this video that the delivery date that's marked on the box, that delivery date is actually for Delta and not for the aircraft itself. The aircraft was actually delivered to none other than AirTran, and we'll get to that in a second. Oops. All right, focus on the airplane, please. Focus on the model and not the stuff in the background. Okay, I think that's got me focused now. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and say this fact. So we're talking about the delivery. So it was delivered to Delta in February of 2014. However, it got delivered to AirTran first in December of 2002. So making this airframe approximately 21 years old. Delta is currently operating it. and it is powered by two Rolls-Royce 715 engines, which were built in cooperation, if you will, with BMW. So yeah, that's right. AirTran had high performance BMWs that they were flying. But anyway, so this particular airframe registration is November 9 Alpha Tango. And we will discuss its seating arrangement here as soon as we get to our close-up. All right, almost there. Boom. All right, time for our extreme close-up. Okay, not too extreme. And I got greedy. Yeah, I got greedy. And yeah, he's not wanting to focus. That's too close. Maybe it'll focus at this one. Come on, don't focus on the background. Focus on what's in front. Yes. All right, very good. So we have our pretty nicely shaped nose there. Cockpit windows. I think you probably can see it. Oops. Actually, that's not the SkyTeam logo, is it? The SkyTeam logo is actually on the door, is on the L1 door here. And then I have yet to figure out what all is in this little box, but it's next to the door on all the Delta aircraft. I actually think it's a bunch of advertisements, honestly. And then we got the Delta widget and the Delta titles above the passenger window line again. Moving back, American flag and the registration number are BMW / Rolls-Royce 715 engine on the port side. And then our lovely T-tail for what was technically the MD-95. However, Boeing bought McDonnell Douglas before the MD-95 could be released, so they renamed it the 717. So technically this is not Boeing's aircraft, as the CS-100 and the CS-300 is not Airbus's actual aircraft. That one belongs to Canadair / Bombardier. So anyway, as we move out a little bit, so now this one is strictly a domestic operating aircraft. And when I looked up the seating arrangement for this aircraft, it's basically domestic first class. It actually is titled first class, but it's domestic first class, so it's really just a wider seat with a lot of leg room. So any of y'all who have been around a long time and remember what used to just be called first class, that's basically what you have. And there are 12 of those seats. And then as we move back to the economy cabin, we have 20 Delta Comfort, which again is extra leg room, but still the same width and stuff for the seat. So you get extra leg room in Delta Comfort, and that's 20 of those seats. And then there's 78 in the main cabin. So anyway, that will do it for this edition. And let's pull all these back in. Yeah, again, my low-tech video. Yeah, let's see. Let's put him right there, shall we? Alright, so there we go. Those are the airplanes I unboxed today. I appreciate you watching today, and if you did enjoy, please check out my other videos. Please leave a like and subscribe if you want to. But other than that, I will see you in the next video. And until then, happy collecting.